Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, November 13th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, we are looking at LPTX. Absolutely monster move on this one. So let's get some levels mapped out here from the charting standpoint. So first area we'll focus on are some levels of support. So let's change this to green for support. And this is what I would call the ideal level. When we say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price can stay up there above $1.70. Now, let me be very clear. If the price falls below $1.70, that does not mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But if the price could manage to stay up above that area, that would certainly make the chart look very, very strong moving forward. Taking a step back and looking at things from the big picture point of view, that is where the purple line there comes into play, the 50-period simple moving average. Keyword being moving, because I totally understand. The price is way up here, that line's way down here. But as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and basically serve as a trend line that draws itself for you. So as long as the price stays above the overall trend line, then big picture-wise, the overall trend is still well in a bullish momentum type environment. Nothing can go straight up, but that is why as long as those lows keep getting higher and higher, that's what matters most, which is where that purple line can come into play and just help out for more. So again, I'm emphasizing from the big picture point of view. So yes, preferably staying above $1.70 would be great, but overall stay above that purple line. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate things. Just ask a very basic question. Where did the party essentially stop today? And that was right up here, right around $2.50, give or take. You can see right there, rejection, and right there. So moving forward, $2.50, public enemy number one. But all in all, crazy movement. So we'll see if the momentum carries into Thursday. Next one here, BBAI. Nice pattern here, but actually the pattern has been broken. But that's what leads to a very interesting question now, an exciting question moving forward. So let me just first kind of map out the pattern really quickly. I'll keep it one color. So we had this area of resistance. There's this area of support. Then you had the big move up right there. And then if I put the golf hole down here, make it a little bit more visual. So this would be a bull pennant pattern. But as of right now, like I said, the pattern has actually already been broken. So in technical jargon, there is a pattern breakout, which leads to an exciting question. Is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask that question if nothing worthwhile has happened, because you would say, well, is what the start of something bigger? Nothing important has even happened. But that's not the case here. Something important has happened, and that is the bull pennant breakout. To be fair, maybe this is not the start of something bigger. Maybe this thing just rolls right back over. But again, to be fair, maybe it is the start of something bigger, and this thing is getting ready to rock and roll even more. So that is where the question becomes very interesting headed into Thursday. You got the breakout. Now is this breakout the start of something even more? Is there more momentum to show up? Grab your popcorn, and we'll see what happens. Next one here, OPEN, and this thing just continues to grind and grind and grind. Yesterday talked about a rising wedge pattern, which was bearish, but also noted how that last 30 minutes of the day might have been the leading indicator that maybe that pattern wasn't as strong as what it appeared to be. And we got confirmation of that as today the price has just continued to grind to even higher highs here. So the recovery is still well underway. So let's map out a couple of key levels moving forward. Go through this a little quicker because you've already heard me talk about these areas. But that first ideal level, when you say, Clay, what would make this chart look the strongest? Certainly if the price can stay above 875, but as previously noted, just because the price falls below kind of the ideal level doesn't mean the entire chart is destroyed. That is where, again, that purple line 50-period simple moving average comes into play. So just watch that. And as long as the price stays above there, then that is by far what matters most. As far as areas of resistance, got to squeeze things down. There we go. And this is harder to see, but a good problem to have. Next key battleground to watch for, going to be right here around $9.60. You can see right there, rejected the price, and right there, rejected the price. So yes, public enemy number one now moving forward right up there around 960. But anyway, look, I mean, still crazy when you stop to think about the fact that not that long ago, just a few days ago, price was all the way down here. Now it is all the way up there. Pretty crazy. Next one, SLRX. An overall interesting pattern here. I think a couple of key levels. Well, mainly the most important one, in my opinion, is this area of support right here at $1.11. Why is $1.11 so important, in my opinion? And I'm not saying this will occur, but for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down here and then drop down below it, what is that doing to the price? At that point in time, that would quite literally be putting the price right back to where it started. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great moves and then go right back to where they started, not exactly a sign of genuine power. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to play out, but that is why, in my opinion, right there at $1.11, very, very important level. As far as areas of resistance are concerned, I think you got a pretty clean-cut resistance trend line right there that you got to think, people are probably watching. So while that guarantees nothing, in my opinion, it makes it more than valid to think that if the price were to come up here and break up through there, that break right there could create additional buying pressure. So guaranteed, absolutely not. Valid question I'll throw out there, I think so. But yes, interesting day today. So let's see if the price can at least maintain above that area of support. Next one here, AMD, nice pattern. Actually, I already talked about it, so I'm going to go through this a little quicker as I want to respect your time as much as possible. At least I think it is. There it is, breaking out. Oh, I take that back. We have something very similar to what we were just talking about on the previous one. So let me just map the pattern real quick. So there's our area of resistance. There's the area of support. There's a nice upwards move there. And then again, because I can't help myself, let's put the golf hole down here. So here we have another bull pennant, but I didn't realize this based on the naked eye test. But right here, the price has actually already just peeked its head up through that area. So this now transitions into, is this the start of something bigger? Is there more momentum coming for AMD? We'll have to see what happens. So like I mentioned earlier, this is always an exciting question to ask because it implies that something worthwhile is happening. So as I speak right now, the price is trying to push through that area. So yes, is this the start of a bigger movement here through the bull pennant breakout on AMD? We'll see what happens on Thursday. Real quick, want to take a break and help you solve a very common problem that maybe you're experiencing, and that is your desire to be a day trader, but you can't because of the pattern day trading rule. And I'm defining day trader as having unlimited day trades every single day. But because of that pattern day trading rule, you're not able to. Well, just please realize there is a strategy out there that allows you to enter into a market, and this market has no pattern day trading rule, and quite frankly, it moves way better than the stock market anyways, and your risk is kept very minimal based on how everything is structured. Now, this all may sound too good to be true. What's the catch? I totally understand, which is why I'm inviting you to come swing by the live stream and check it out with your very own eyes, because this is what I've been doing. So if you want to see with your own eyes, ask me any sort of questions, then definitely swing by the live stream and see what it's all about. Next one here, NVDA, NVDA, and overall, the chart is just kind of chopping around, so not a whole lot to talk about, but I just wanted things, kind of keep it mapped out that right now it is essentially in this consolidation range. You have the top part of the range right up here around, the 195.25-ish area. You have the bottom part of the range right down here around 191.80-ish area. And at this point, it's just really a question of which way is it ultimately going to break? Who is going to win this battle? Are the bulls going to win the battle to the upside? Are the bears going to win the battle to the downside? That is the current question. But outside of that, it's just sort of a wait and see situation. Now, I am aware that if you're a day trader, then sure. I mean, there's this big move here, a nice bounce, then it came back down. And then even right now, a nice little bounce right here. So from a day trader standpoint, absolutely some great volatility today. But just from taking a step back, looking at things from the overall standpoint, like I said, more so a wait and see scenario. Next one here, SOFI. And we have that same general idea that it's kind of becoming a theme. So we have this area right here of essentially this bull pennant pattern, as I've talked about. But as of now, wow, I mean, it's broken out, and this thing has gotten even more momentum through the breakout, which you now know leads to the exciting question, and that is this current break, oh, wow, the start of something even bigger? Look at this thing. It is ripping and roaring right now. So yes, nice breakout late day, very impressive final 30 minutes. So will this carry on into Thursday? Thursday. We'll see what happens with it, but no doubt about it. Great bull pennant breakout, great momentum. So yeah, grab your popcorn. Next one here, ASST, and this one is looking pretty rough, especially after the gap and trap this morning. Gapped all the way here, and then after that point, just plunged down. To be fair, and to give some credit's due, the price did at least show some signs of strength, as from its lows right there to where it is right now. It did bounce, but definitely what I would consider a must-hold level, and we already talked about this logic earlier. But right here at the $1.25 mark, definitely, in my opinion, the must-hold, because if the price were to come down to here and then break down through there, as discussed earlier, that is implying that the price has now all of a sudden gone back to where it was, and that is just not the sign of any sort of genuine power when things bounce and then go back to where they were. So $1.25, very important for that reason. In terms of those areas of resistance, main battleground to watch now if there is any sort of attempted bounce, right up there around $1.31. So yes, definitely a very rough start to the day. It's trying to recover, still has work to do, but bare minimum, let's see if it can stay above $1.25. Next one, PLUG, and we're getting to ask that question once again. What a day around the market. Very strong last 30 minutes, and that question revolves around the fact that it is pushing up through that pink line there, which on my chart denotes a very well-known, the very famous 200-period moving average. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but you get the procedure now. Nice move. So we get to ask ourselves that question, is this the start of an even bigger move in the upwards direction? So I lost track of it. I didn't realize it had made that much of a move here, but yeah, that is a good thing to have. The other dynamic is just when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So if there is any sort of pullback, then 263 would be that ideal level that the price holds above. Because if the price were to come down here and break down through it, and all of a sudden the price is kind of right back in this sideways channel that had been stuck under. But as of now, it is not stuck in the channel. It is breaking out. So yes, how much more will it break out? Is there more momentum to come? Grab that popcorn. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but if you did watch the one from yesterday, talked about this red line right here, value of 442, and you can see, wow, this morning, that is right where the price just got absolutely smacked down from that area. So overall, yes, if there is any sort of attempted recovery back upwards, 442 will be that first key battleground, or not the first, but the main key battleground. The first key battleground, before you even really put too much emphasis at all on 442, will be the purple line right here, that 50-period moving average, currently valid at, we'll call it 435.70. So again, yes, 442 is definitely a significant and important area of resistance. My point here is that before you really put any emphasis on it, price needs to now first prove itself in the near term, and quote-unquote prove itself, I'm defining as getting above and staying above 435.70. If the price does come back down, then that is where this 423.65 mark comes into play. Talked about that a couple of instances, and you can see where that is coming from. That would just be based on the lows back here from last week. But all in all, strong start with the gap up, and then from there got hammered back downwards, and really just from a pattern standpoint, basically have a bear pennant that has formed. So that doesn't mean that for sure the price is going to go downwards, but I don't think anybody would be shocked if this thing all of a sudden does decide to test 423.65. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you're sick and tired of the pattern day trader rule, or you just want a market that moves even better, but yet you have lower risk because less of your money is actually on the line, then definitely check out what I've been doing. And if this sounds like a scam, too good to be true, I get it. Come swing by the live stream and watch it play out right before your very own eyes, and ask me any questions if you do have them. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you hit that like button, and hopefully I'll see you on the live stream.